What's good, planty peeps? My name is Lily and welcome to Peace Lily Plants. The sun always comes in really harshly right around this time of day right here. And that didn't occur to me until right now as I'm filming. You can see it on me a little bit here. Hopefully that won't be a problem. So today I want to show you all of my string of plants. String of hearts, string of spades, string of pearls, string of turtles, string of dolphins, etc. And I want to show you where I keep them to give them the best amount of light, how often I water them, that kind of good stuff. So before we dive right into it, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, with the hair half up and the purple lip gloss and the choker, I'm like, this needs to be my look, like every day for the rest of my life. So I guess we'll start off with string of hearts, and of course we have our usual fixture back here, Miss Silver Glory. And it's always slightly terrifying now to take her down because with my lack of coordination, it would be so easy for me to knock it over that I never forgive myself, but we're doing it right now. I'm doing it because I love you guys so much. That time actually wasn't so bad, but I was squeezing my abs the entire time. This is... have hair in my mouth? This is Miss Silver Glory, and Silver Glory String of Hearts really is the perfectly apt name for this plant, because how glorious are these silver hearts? But it's funny that I'm saying silver hearts, and it is a string of hearts, but my friend, when she came over the other day, she saw the shape of the leaves, and she said, "Is that a string of kidney beans?" And I was like, actually, that is a pretty good comparison. But yeah, the hearts on the Silver Glory are a little fatter, you might say, than a normal string of hearts, but the care is very much the same, and we'll get to that in a minute here. But I'm just letting you enjoy how beautiful it is. And yes, this is the perfect pot. I give myself a pat on the back for that. So anyway, we'll sit her back up and move along to another one. So this is a normal string of hearts, and you see, I keep it right here, getting awesome light. You will see as we go through this that I keep all of my string of plants right here in this window, or right back there in that window. Whoopsie. Right back there in that window. So here's a normal string of hearts. Long as heck. And since we are coming up on the holiday season, I'll just throw out there that I feel like this plant is a really great gift, especially for a woman, because I don't care who you are. If it's your kid's teacher, if it's your mother-in-law, if it's your female cousin, if it's your best friend, I mean, what girl isn't gonna love a string with little hearts on it? So yeah, if you want to get a gift that is absolutely adorable and probably totally different from anything anyone else will get them a string of hearts. So we'll sit her back and I'll show you a little baby that I have. So gonna move over the tripod a little bit so that you can see where I'm keeping this one. But once again, keeping it in very, very bright light. A lot of direct light right here. You see it getting the direct light as we speak. And I meant to move this little propagation cup because I figured I might knock it over. And we're moving it now. So let's move this back. So this is a Frankenstein pot with a strand over here of silver, and then in the middle a strand of variegated, and then over on the side a couple strands of just normal. And I see that one of the strands looks a little dry. With an adult string of hearts or a string of spades, I would say water every other week or water every 3 weeks. But then I've noticed that the baby seems to need a little more water. Maybe every week, every other week. Probably would not stretch it to every 3 weeks. And it was funny because when I was telling my mom something about another Frankenstein pot, she said, "I don't like that term. That sounds so ugly. A Frankenstein pot. Let's think of a cuter term for that." So then we put our heads together and she came up with plant collage. So this is a plant collage of different string of hearts. I'm gonna pull the other ones up here and talk to you at the camera, but I just want you to be able to see where exactly I'm keeping some other string of hearts and string of arrows. Back here. Here, right back on the corner is where I keep the string of arrows. And then right next to it is the string of hearts. I just got this one pretty recently, and Lord knows I did not need another string of hearts, but this entire thing was $5.99 or something like that, and you cannot tell me that you would not have acted upon that as quickly as I did. So yeah, this one is growing like a weed too, and it'll probably be as long as that other one pretty soon here. And I stuck a baby string of turtles in here, but it's looking pretty meh, so I don't think that it likes to be in here with the string of hearts, but the string of hearts itself is doing awesome. So we will go sit that back, and I gotta show you my string of arrows because it is crazy long. You see that? I was getting hung up there. This boy is long, long, long. This is my string of arrows. Am I going crazy? I feel like the camera changed itself. Yeah, string of arrows. Look at how glorious this guy is. And how long. Clearly this guy could stand to be propagated. Really as could all of my string of hearts, Ceropegia varieties. But here's the thing. None of my favorite plant YouTubers have made a video about propagating string of plants. Well, not all string ofs, but Ceropegia specifically. And every time I've tried to propagate in water, it failed miserably. So Jacqueline, please give us a video about propagating Ceropegia. Please and thank you. And because I keep mine in such intense lighting, you see that a lot of people say that they have the problem of the sparseness near the soil, but I don't have that issue. So wherever your brightest light is, wherever you can sit something right next to a window, that's a good spot for your Ceropegia. So we'll go sit this bad boy back, and then we'll move on to the Senecio genus, right? Is that all my Ceropegia? All 500 of them? Yes, okay. So what well actually, let me grab one. I almost forgot about this plant because I hate it. String of dolphins. Mine looks horrible, as you can see. So don't listen to me for advice on this plant because I will steer you horribly wrong, obviously. In fact, I need help with this plant. So in the comment section, if you happen to know, how do you take care of a string of dolphins? How do you have a big old flourishing basket instead of these sad looking dried up tendrils? Let a girl know. So I keep a few of my sad string of pearl propagations on this shelf right here that gets a lot of that direct sunlight. But I went ahead and brought them over to my desk because, I don't know, it would be kind of time consuming for me to go grab one, bring it over, grab one, bring it over, grab one, bring it over. Spinning you around to my desk again. Woo, that direct sunlight. She is beating down, baby. All of them look horrible. So, well, actually, no. The one in plastic, well, let me explain. 2 of them are kind of propagations, and one of them is supposed to be a full plant, and 3/4 of it died. So it's practically a propagation at this point. This one probably looks the best in terms of the pearls themselves. They look okay. This is certainly nothing to write home about, but hey, it's alive. That's all you can really hope for with string of pearls. So this, oh gosh, don't knock it over. This one was once a full glorious plant, and now it is a sad boy. But again, at least it's alive. And lastly, we have one other one that so much of it died that it's basically a propagation. This one looks the worst. Look at how sad and miserable those pearls look. SMH. I forgot about this variegated one. I always forget about it because it's so pitiful. Let's move back. The light is getting so bright. So, my variegated string of pearls that hates me. I'd like to find a big one and see how I do with that, but obviously I'm not very good at the small one. So as I'm grabbing my last string of pearls that actually looks okay, let me take this moment to talk a little bit about string of pearls care. So, keep them in direct light as much as possible, kind of like the Ceropegia. They like light. And this is the one I have that looks the best, and I'll let you know what some of my tips would be. Sorry, I'm turning off my wheelchair. First off, I got this from a Nick Pilecki video and a Good and Planty video, but both of them said immediately transfer your string of pearls into terracotta when you bring it home. And I started doing that, and it seems to have worked for this one. And even my other one that was not nearly as good looking as this one, I also immediately transplanted it to terracotta, or well, would you call this terracotta or clay? I don't know. I use them interchangeably. At least this much is still living, and maybe that's to the credit just of transferring to the terracotta. Also, from my observation, they absolutely hate water. One overwatering could kill the entire plant. So, water very, very sparingly. Water once every 3 or 4 weeks. And I used succulent / cacti soil with mine just to make sure it had really good drainage. And I didn't even think to talk about soil with the Ceropegia, but with the Ceropegia, I don't know if this is like a normal thing or a taboo thing, but I actually do it all the time, which is I'll kind of mix normal soil and succulent cacti soil, and depending on the plant, I might do like half and half and mix them together, or maybe like 2/3 normal soil and 1/3 succulent soil. Just depends on if I think it needs a little more drainage, a little less drainage. Would recommend succulent cacti soil for these for sure. And lastly, I feel like the reason this one looks the best, as opposed to the one that I was showing you a moment ago is because I bought this one in person and I bought the other one online. And since string of pearls are just so fragile and stuff in a general sense, I think that your best bet is probably going to be to buy in person. It's just going to have that little bit less risk and what are words? That little bit less of a chance of getting damaged. So let me go grab my last string of plant, and it's a different genus from any that we've talked about. Oops, I need to turn this a bit so that I'll actually be in frame. Back here, I've got a string of turtles that I keep not directly under the window so it doesn't get the direct light quite as much, but it still gets a lot of light. It's here. So let me bring this towards you. I saw a brown spot on the outside of the pot and I was like, oh god, is that a pest? No, I think it's just dirt. We're okay. So, this is my string of turtles, and I'm keeping it in a terracotta pot. And, I don't know if this is what you're supposed to do with these, but I water it once a week. And I guess the combination of getting pretty bright light and being in a terracotta pot, I don't think it's getting overwatered. It seems to be doing fine. It's growing a lot of little babies. So I don't think I'd be doing that if it were sad. You know, I'm not gonna profess to know that much about this plant, but as I just said, bright-ish light, but maybe not too much direct light. I had a baby string of turtles and I noticed that when it got too much light, it would get bleached out. So be careful about that. Probably not as much direct light as Senecio or Ceropegia. And with the soil, I think I just used normal soil, maybe mixed in a little bit of succulent cacti soil. And it does fine in terracotta and clay. Peperomia are kind of difficult in general, so I think terracotta or clay would be a good choice just because you know that overwatering is the #1 houseplant killer, and a terracotta or clay pot will help to wick away that moisture. So it's just a good bet in general, but especially for a genus that's kind of tough anyway. Yeah. So anyways, thanks so much for watching to this point of the video. Thank you for your support, it means the world to me. And just remember, wherever you are and whatever your circumstances, bloom where you were planted, honey. See you in the next one. Bye.